So of the many types of data, one that you might have heard about is open data. I'll post a short video to Canvas about what is open data. The video isn't specific to GIS data, but it does mention shapefiles as being an example, and it explains open data a bit more. I'm going to talk a bit about open GIS data. When it comes to who makes and provides open GIS data, it's as diverse as the data itself. The US government is famous for providing data for its citizens to use. It's the mark of our democracy. We are able to know, for the most part, what data is collected about our country and its citizens, and even use that data. Local governments, like cities and counties, are also jumping on this bandwagon by providing free and open data. Private companies even provide data so that you can go and make things from their data so they can sell more of whatever they're trying to sell. In one of the videos I posted about OpenStreetMap, you can see how nonprofits make and share open data. Finally, academics, professors, and other researchers also make open data so that other scientists and students can use it. One example of open data in the GIS world is OpenStreetMap. This map is kind of like Wikipedia for GIS data. People can add and contribute to it. It also offers a great way for me to show you how to edit and create your own data. How you edit OpenStreetMap is very similar to how you edit in ArcGIS. Now let's go and do an OpenStreetMap demo. Let's go through the OpenStreetMap editor and start the walkthrough to explain what that is. This will teach you the basics of editing an OpenStreetMap, which then you can go and do on your own. Here you see the main map of OpenStreetMap. You can click and drag the map as it shows, just like most web maps that you've probably worked with. You can also zoom in and out by clicking these buttons over here. And you can scroll just like you can with your mouse on your regular computer. Map features are represented using points, lines, and areas, just like you're used to in ArcGIS. In OpenStreetMap, though, points are often called nodes, and lines and areas are sometimes called ways. So just remember that there's a little bit different terminology here in OpenStreetMap. All the features on the map can be selected with your mouse by clicking them. Here we can move that around. When a feature is selected, the feature editor, which comes up over here, is displayed alongside the map. The way this works very similarly to how this works in ArcGIS. One thing to know about the differences is that in OpenStreetMap, the editor allows these things called tags and different feature types. You would have to define all of that in ArcGIS yourself. Here's all of the, say, attributes about the feature, including the address, the type, operator, and the name. And then you can even add fields. You can search for things and then it highlights them, which then allows you to edit them. Here you have different fields than we saw with the point feature for Town Hall. Points in OpenStreetMap represent features like shops, restaurants, and monuments. They are specific locations. To add a new point, you click the point button. To place a new point on the map, position your mouse cursor where the point should go, which is right here. And then there's many different types of features that you can represent with points. What we just added was a cafe, so they want us to search for cafe. What's really nice is that anything that starts with C will start to come up. We can add different types of cuisine. The address. It already knows where we are, so it allows us to easily enter that data. OpenStreetMap has even been updated to include things about COVID-19. Sometimes you'll find that points, lines, and polygons also have mistakes or incomplete in OpenStreetMap, and you want to edit those existing points. You might want to do the same thing in ArcGIS. In ArcGIS, you would start the editor function and do very similar types of procedures. We can change the information in here. Say we realized it wasn't at 123 Main Street, but 234 Main Street. We can also delete by right-clicking or edit the data. You can also undo. And then you can go and add points. Let's talk about areas now. Areas most often show the boundaries of features like lakes, buildings, and residential areas. They also are the more detailed versions of things that you might map as points. So when you zoom in, right, we talked about this, scale changes, and you might want to show things as areas instead of points. Areas are drawn by placing nodes. These are called vertices as well, but in OpenStreetMap, they call them nodes. Once you click back on the first node that you added, it will close that. Now let's talk about lines. Lines are used to represent features such as roads, railroads, and rivers. The nice thing is that your lines here snap to your other lines. I'm not going to bother with this next task. You get an idea of what I'm doing here with OpenStreetMap now. I encourage you to go and do this on your own and learn how to edit your own GIS data. One specific type of open data is volunteer geographic information, or VGI. This is data which includes things like OpenStreetMap, but also things like Strava, the exercise app that allows you to contribute your exercise information. I also show that in one of the videos I posted this week. VGI is specifically geographic data that is explicitly volunteered, but it falls under a large umbrella of crowdsourced data. This is data that comes from the crowd, like the graph down in the bottom right-hand side, which is from Google Maps, which tells us how busy a place is in the middle of the day on a Monday. Crowdsourced data comes from either explicitly volunteered data or by you clicking yes to a user agreement for a software or app. What makes open data open? There are two types of open data. Legally open, that's available under an open license that permits anyone to freely access, reuse, and redistribute the data, or technically open, data that's available for no more than the cost of reproduction. Finally, the University of Oregon provides lots of data or links to data that are available to you for free. These are data that are open to everyone, but we make it really easy through our library website to get to them. Let me show you that now. On the library website, you can go to the researchguides.uoregon.edu/GIS, and it will take you to this Geographic Information Systems guide. It tells you how to use it, what resources exist at U of O, from how to access GIS through CISL, getting help, getting tutorials, getting links to other types of GIS, like QGIS, which is similar to ArcGIS, GraphGIS, which is an older GIS, but is open source, meaning it's freely available, and Map Window. Finally, one of the coolest things on the library website is all of the data that you can access, from the data that we provide you in CISL, and is freely available through CISL, through different types of data, such as the Oregon Spatial Data Library and Geospatial Data Clearinghouse, to things like the USGS Earth Explorer, the National Map, where you can download lots of different data that's provided by the US government, to things like the Census Bureau data, OpenStreetMap, and lots of other open and freely available data to you.